Hello everyone, this is Nahid Alamim. Today I'll be talking about trend forecasting. So the product that I've selected is a skirt. A skirt is the lower part of a dress or a separate outer garment that covers a person from the waist downwards. Skirts are so associated with a woman's wardrobe that a woman can actually be called a skirt. But ancient time, everybody wore skirts, from Egyptian clothes to tough Roman guy soldiers in knee-lengths to Scottish warrior in kilts. Skirts are downright masculine. So why were skirts invented? When did they become associated with the female fashion? Let's find out. So a skirt is just a tube-shaped garment hanging down from the waist, but it is very versatile tube, which makes the wearer sophisticated, feminine, flirty, warm, stylish, prim, and proper. Daring, depending on its make and model, we can see various type of skirts, such as A-line, symmetrical, box pleat, bubble, circular, cowl, gathered, corded, and gored skirts. So let's talk a bit about the target markets. If we think about the demographics, we can see that the demand for the women dresses and skirt market is scaling up majorly due to expanding working women population. The rising purchasing power is another attributing to the market's growth. Moreover, manufacturers are adopting automatic machines to increase the production and reduce cost. The increasing product launches of trendy skirts and changing consumer profiles with shifting fashion attitudes, propelling the women's dresses and skirts market growth. Furthermore, manufacturers are focusing on increasing their customer base by reaching them in a different way, such as through commerce platforms and offering discount schemes, further fueling the market growth. Now, who would wear the skirts? Girls or women, basically around 15 to 50 years old, students and teen, or retail office workers. All income levels and all body types. Let's talk about a bit about the psychographics. So the persons who use razors wear strong fashion sense, lead a busy life, games and sports, have children, they have very low brand loyalty, and are always open to online subscription. Now, preferred clothing type, if we talk about the materials, we can see that at its simplest, a skirt can be draped garment made out of a single piece of fabric such as perios. However, most skirts are fitted to the body at the waist, hips, and fuller below, with the fullness introduced by the means of darts, gores, pleats, or panels. Modern skirts are usually made of light to mid-weight fabrics such as denim, jersey, worsted, or poplin. Skirts of thinner, clingy fabrics are often worn with the slips to make the material of the skirt drape better and for modesty. The hemline of the skirts can vary from micro to floor length and can vary according to the cultural conceptions of modesty and aesthetics, as well as their wearer's personal taste, which can be influenced by such factors as fashion and social context. Most skirts are complete garments, but some skirts look panels may be of another garment, such as legging, shorts, and swimsuits. Let's see a bit of looks. It's all season long skirt, can be worn in formal and informal way. Whether you are just trying to look cute in case you see a hottie at the trader store, or you're headed out to a fancy function, maxi and midi pleated skirts are the ideal outfit. Your legs are covered but free and not stuck inside the denims that's too hot, or leggings that will start to suffocate you. The pleated skirts require minimal effort while proving the maximum style. All you need is your favorite chunky, neat, or lightweight turtleneck. You're good to go with the easy straight style of curved outfit. The long pleated skirt. The skirt is a timeless piece that women will wear over and over again. Pleated skirts have been around for a long time and may be wondering, are pleated skirts in style even in 2022? This brings us back to the original question, which is, are pleated skirts in style in 2022? The short answer is yes, it is in style. The pleated skirt is a timeless piece that people will wear over and over again. I would definitely recommend adding it to your wardrobe. Now let's see a source of production. Historic sales data. Pleated skirts became popular in the early 20th century when the corsets went out of style. The more comfortable staple piece began to take the precedence in the closets of the fashionable women in the 1920s and 1930s, and later in the wardrobes of even more notable royal figures like Queen Elizabeth. Even though the pleated skirt has been around since the early 1900s, the answer is yes, pleated skirts are in style in 2022, are timeless pieces that can be worn for years. The always chic but suddenly hot pleated skirt. The always chic but suddenly hot pleated skirt, Elizabeth Taylor consistently killed it with her bona fide movie star glamour, dripping in golden age Hollywood style. She wore her accordion pleated skirts, belted at a T length with a dressed in neat and delicate heels. Just absolutely gorgeous. Marilyn Monroe in the movie circa 1955. The legendary Marilyn Monroe's drafty subway gear moment is likely to be the first and the most famous wardrobe malfunction ever caught on camera. While it's easy to be distracted by her mischievous smile and toned curves, we should also take a moment to admire the ivory-pleated halter dress designed by the Hollywood costumer William Travella. The consumer response SS11 runaway. First spotted on the SS11 runways, the Concortina style marked a change from the thicker, more boxy pleats. Chloe all featured versions of the style in a range of hues from the crisp white, dusty lemon, and taupe. Opting for just above or just below the knee length, the skirts were selling fast, but none as quickly as the style created by Whistles. Carry available in 2 lengths just above the knee length and the midi has quite literally thrown the blogosphere headfirst into a sartorial flap. A luxury affair. Taylor Swift proved pleated scarves are unfailing pick for all events. Kate Middleton stands on the boldest pleated scarf at a charity event. Take a cue from Alia Bhatt and pair it with a military jacket and a metallic clean soles for a sleigh-ready look that doesn't try too hard. You can play the fill like Jacqueline Fernandez by throwing on an oversized varsity jacket and high-top sneakers to your pleated scarf and crop top combination. Fashion scan. The one trend that matters. The scarves might bring to the mind of the 90s, 50s, but the iterations being worn today are a far cry from their dowdy foremothers. In fact, when styled correctly, this throwback look is more likely to garner compliments like elegant or classy. The one scarf that matters right now. Scarves with pleats can be found, but the pleated scarf, the fabric is laid in a narrow pleat that are often run length of the entire skirt are particularly popular. Classic pleated scarves, on the other hand, feature much wider pleats. Fashion insiders agree that pleated skirts are a must-buy items right now. London Fashion Week trends pleated skirts are trending. Obviously, it is a celebrity fashion trend. The decision is the long pleated skirts will be in fashion even after a decade. So the prediction is going to be for the season 23 to 27. Let's talk a bit about the colors. The neutral color burnt orange and the digital lavender are always going to be in fashion even after a decade. The silhouettes are as simple as it sounds and as simple as it looks. The shape would be the apple of the round body. Length is going to be knee length or mostly wrong. Name of the style, the kick pleat skirt, the accordion pleated skirt, and an A-line inverted pleat skirt. The pleated skirt was a staple of girls' wardrobe for a long time in the 1950s. It has since made an appearance here and there in the modern fashion over the past 10 years, and each time it has been a surprise. After all, it doesn't have a particularly sexy or a modern reputation, but its reputation that the current fashion is paying off or similar to the sleepover being reinterrupted and having a the surface details are clear. It's going to be print, solid color, box pleat, regular pleat, embellished and embroidered. Berlin-based fashion advisor Valeria Led sees the pleated skirt as having one particular advantage, the beauty of the skirt that it can easily combine with anything. That means you can dress it up or down depending on the occasion and try to create a variety of the looks. The fabrication is very easy to name. It's going to be mostly cotton, wool, silk, velvet, synthetic, or handkerchief linen. All this fabrication would depend on the season going on around through the year. Let's talk a bit about the fashion cycle, a classic fashion cycle. Keep things classic with a pleated skirt. Keep things classic with a pleated skirt. Design details such as color, texture, silhouette, or details may change, but the style itself will remain popular. All you need is a little bit fashion sense, or put another way, although the skirt can be combined endlessly, there are a few items that should not enter the mix. As Alexandra Shoaib, the fashion editor of the Germanist Glamour magazine, for example, a tie neck blouse that would not be paired as the two put together would make the wearer look staid. It follows the trickle-down theory. Pleated skirts were worn by the wealthy people. They used to design and change the fabrication as and when required, and those changes are gradually adopted by the middle and the lower classes. When those styles have been assimilated by the lower classes, the wealthy in turn change their style in the attire. The trickle-down theory examines the way trends filter through the society. A trend can be found in any area of the human culture, from art to aesthetics, although the way trends are formed and the way we adapt them has changed over the years. The core principle remains the same. The trickle-down theory is a downward. It is trend is essentially trickles down throughout the society. It is dependent on the society's class and social levels, meaning trends start with the innovators first adapters, which is the richest upper class part of the society, such as the royal family, celebrities, film stars, or the top fashion designers. The trend then filters through the early adopters, which in today's digital world would be the influencers or more celebrities. This then leads to the new trend becoming emulated by the fast fashion brands and landing in our wardrobes, the general public. The trickle-down theory lives at the bottom of the chain to admire the couture catwalks. Definitely, the picture here depicts it all. It is laid by the upper class of the society, and the middle class would easily just follow whatever the trend has been going on. Now, the proposed design for the print development, it's gonna tie folds near the waist. Nothing holds the folds in the place lower down in the skirt, meaning that they can flare out around the knees or ankles as you walk, allowing your freedom of movement. Last but not the least, the fashion statement. What is fashion? What do we mean by it? A fashion is a social and a psychological response. Response clothing simultaneously conceals and reveals the body of the self. The buying of fashion is cognitively challenging and emotionally arousing, both in positive and negative terms of symbolic and meaning of the products. That would be all from my end. Thank you all for your patience. Have a very nice day.